Welcome back to the Alec Lewis Show. I am your host, Alec Lewis. This is a little bonus episode going to talk to the guy who is second in the NFL in sacks right now. His name is Patrick Jones the second. He has been in Minnesota for multiple years now, and I haven't written about him a ton over the years, and he's you see him working every day, and thought it would be really cool just to talk to him about his growth. Sunday after the 49ers game, he talked about how much work he had put in this offseason. So I kind of wanted to know, like, what did that entail? And he got into it in pretty granular detail, and was just very it was very impressive to listen to how much it meant to him. And I think that will come across as you guys listen to this. If you have not yet, please like and subscribe. We'd appreciate that. On YouTube, you can hit that little button. It gives you alerts for when we post new episodes. And yeah, so tomorrow, by the time you're listening to this, probably on Sunday, the Vikings will be playing the Texans. It's going to be a blast of a football game. I cannot wait. We will be back, obviously, early in the week with some thoughts after watching the game, but won't waste much more of your time. Appreciate you guys listening as always. Enjoy this conversation with Patrick Jones. How you been, man? Welcome to the show.
No, I've been good. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, of course. What's this season been like so far? I mean, I the people watching this, listening, probably know 4 sacks, second in the NFL. What's it been like for you so far?
Yeah, no, this season's been fun for sure. I mean, just going out there and playing together as a whole defense. The defense has been turned. So when I'm out there with all my dogs and we all turn, it's just an amazing feeling for sure.
How good, I mean, did you know this defense could be? Like going back to the spring this summer?
Man, it's so crazy because, like, people saying we good right now, but, like, I feel like we still got so much more to go, like, and people ain't really seen nothing yet. So it's just crazy just seeing, like, how we starting off. Because it's only week 3, so y'all gonna see another glimpse too.
Yeah. For you, I mean, specifically, we talked after the game on Sunday, obviously, against the 49ers, but you talked about just your own development and like how serious you took this past offseason. I kind of wonder, just like, walk me through where like when you really had it in your head, like, this is going to be the offseason. This is going to be an offseason. I'm going to pour everything that you poured into it. Like when did that click in your head for you?
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, it may sound crazy, but I was disappointed in last season. I only had 1 sack. I expected a bigger year last year from me. So that really was my field the whole offseason. So the second the season ended, I got to work for real. I broke it down from the jump. I said the first thing I gotta do is I gotta rebuild my mind. So that's one thing I did. My first thing I did was I wanted to get right with God. So I really got right with God, got my relationship right with God, and I started rebuilding my mind, getting my mental stronger. Then after I got my mental stronger, after that, I said I'm gonna focus on my body, because your mind is what fuels your whole body. So after I did that, I started focusing on my body, and I dropped a whole bunch of body fat, and I just tried to reshape my whole body with that. And then after that, I just started training, and I started crafting every day. I was doing 2 days every day.
Wow.
Right when the offseason started, and I was just grinding, just trying to. I know what I wanted to do, and I know what I can do, and this is just a start to what my goals is.
That's awesome. Where were you in the offseason? Like, where'd you spend that time?
So I actually stayed here a lot of the offseason. I stayed here for the beginning, most part of the offseason. I was here. I was working out with my trainer up here, and then I would work out in the mornings up here, and then I would go work out again at the gym at nighttime with my fiance, and then we would go out there and we would run on the treadmills.
Wow.
And we would lift. I was just doing extra. I was all the way locked in. And then after that, I would go down to Florida, and then I would train with my trainer that I trained with her all season, and then I would do D-line work too. I would wake up in the morning and lift and run, and then I would do D-line training right after that in the afternoon.
Wow. I mean, that level of commitment, it's not surprising when you see you produce the way you do, but the way you have.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, was it hard to be that committed? Because I could just talk about myself. It's like I could have the plan of getting up early and all that stuff, but it doesn't always happen. So I guess, like, what kept you as committed as you were?
Honestly, no, it wasn't because I knew, like I said, I was disappointed in myself last season. I know what I could do. So it was just something, it wasn't about proving it to anybody else. It was about proving it to myself.
Wow.
So I'm just, like, right now, I'm self motivated. So, like, day in, day out, I still work out hard. I still do everything I need to do. So when you self motivated, like I am, I feel like it's not that hard to do.
Yeah, that's great. I kind of wonder, and I mean, you can explain this to me at a level that I probably can't understand, but like, what shifted from the defense moving from? I mean, obviously, you've been with multiple coordinators now, but
Yeah.
with Flo compared to Ed Donatel, like, what for you as a pass rusher changed the most in that switch? And I know it's now been 2 years, and this year's different than last year, but
Yeah.
that transition, like, what did that? How did that affect you as a pass rusher?
I feel like the difference between this year, this is, like you said, I've been in a lot of different defenses. This is the first defense I've been in back to back years. So now I don't really have to think about the plays. I don't really have to think about what's going on. I could just go and I could just play freely. And
Yeah.
I kind of know the ins and outs. I know what's going, like, how it's gonna work out. Like, certain plays are gonna work out versus the plays that we have. So it just allow me to just play more freely and then just go play ball.
Yeah, that's great. What do you think about this edge rusher group as a whole? I mean, you have JG and Van Ginkel and Dallas and like how Jahad Ward. Like, what do you think
Yeah.
about this group in general?
Nah, it's a great group. I mean, people see what's on the field, but when we in the meetings, that's a whole different thing, man. It's just the meetings is funny, man. Like, it's just, you could tell this is a great group of guys. When we all in the meetings, just having a good time, getting better. Just like, it's just a great group. And then when we on the field, you just see how, like, we all happy for each other when we all making plays. Like, I know when Jahad caught the pick, I wasn't even in the game, and I ran I ran from the sideline to the end zone with him. Like, it's just stuff like that. Like, we could just tell we all just really enjoy each other's presence.
Yeah, that's great. You got Trent Williams, I think a couple times in that game. I guess, like, describe to me how good that guy is.
Nah, man, he's really good. Like, he's arguably one of the best of all time. So, man, just even being able to go up against him and to just be able to work my moves and work my stuff against him, it's just stuff you dream about since you was a kid. I mean, it's like year 13. What year is it for him? Like year 15?
I should know that off the top of my head, but it's been a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing it
Like
forever.
like I haven't even been playing football for that long. I started playing football when I was 14 years old, so that's like 10 years. He's been in the league longer than I've been playing football. So just to be able to go against someone that's that good, it's really like a lifelong dream. Like,
Yeah.
you see those guys on TV and you like, man, like, if I make it to the NFL, I'm gonna have to go against him. And then I'm out there Sunday and I'm like, oh yeah, like, it's here, it's time. Like, yeah, like, what you about to do, Pat? Like, it's just crazy for real.
That's great. What was like, I mean, your approach on some of those like there was one on the film where I think like he turned around and it looked like he was like boxing you out like it was a
Yeah.
basketball thing. But like what was your approach? And you don't have to go so crazy technical, but just like I mean, what I mean, going against that guy, like what was your approach?
I'm not gonna lie, that was my first rep in the game. I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm in front of Trent. I'm like, I better strap my shit up and
Yeah.
I'm about to give him everything I got. Like, that's
Yeah.
what it was. Like, that's just all it was. Like, that was my first rep in the game, and I was just like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. That's just what
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Yeah. Um, I part of me like with all the work that you put in, do you feel like the biggest or the biggest growth for you? Do you feel like that's strength in general, like your power, or do you speed, or all like you just do you feel? I guess like how different do you feel in those regards as a pass rusher?
Uh, I'm gonna be honest. I feel different in every regard. Like, I mean, I don't like to talk about myself too much, but
Sure.
I just feel like I'm stronger, faster, smarter. I just feel like just more complete. Based off all the other years, I feel like some years I was strong, but I wasn't as fast, and other years I was fast, but I wasn't as strong. But I just feel like I just put it all together. Like, I'm putting it all together. Like, still got a lot more that I could do, and that's why I feel like that's why I'm so self motivated, because I know that, so like, I could go so far with it. I just got to keep working.
Yeah. I mean, I know Daniil this weekend. What's that going to be like going up against him? I know you
I
won't be
mean,
going like it's
I'm
not
not
one
gonna
on
have to
one.
go. I'm not gonna have to go up against him. Thank God.
Yeah.
But no, it's gonna be. I know it's gonna be big for him seeing him back here. Uh, back in US Bank Stadium. I've been playing behind Daniil my whole year, so I got to watch him, and I truly feel like I got better watching him. I could see how he approached the game as a professional, and that's really what helped me a lot this offseason was watching how he approached the game as a professional these past years, and I was able to do it myself this year. So I'm gonna be excited to go out there and see him play.
Yeah. How do you describe the way he moves? Like it feels different. Or it's like he does stuff that just like how did that it never made any sense watching it sometimes.
Yeah, no. So I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So when I first got here, the coach, the D-line coach, he was like, yeah. He was like, just watch this guy. He was like, I want you to watch this guy's tape and go out there and do what he does. And I'm watching his tape. I'm like, the hell is this man talking about? I'm like, I can't do what he's doing. I'm like,
Yeah.
you see this guy? I didn't really see him because I guess he was dealing with some stuff. So when I was a rookie, he wasn't there yet. But the
Sure.
first day he came back, I saw him. I'm like, bro, that's why I can't do nothing this guy's doing. I'm like, look at this dude. He different. Like you could tell by the way he moved. Like he a one of a kind type of person. He a great player for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
for you and listen to you talk about it, it sounds like you are still as motivated as you've been because I mean, part of me wants like has to think that you've now seen like what you believed in yourself these first 2 weeks, and you feel like that like this is what you hope to bring going. I mean, that's like what you think of yourself more than what anybody thinks of you.
Honestly, I feel like I'm still just scratching the surface. I feel like I haven't even played nowhere near my best yet. Like I'll just be watching a film. I'm really honestly my biggest critic. Like I'm so hard on myself. That's how I was raised. I'm so hard on myself with everything. Like as far as like my footwork and everything. Like I just know I'm just scratching the surface of what I could do as the season go along. I just want to keep progressing and just keep getting better and better every game. Like it's just like a fire burning inside me that I just cause now I could see it. Like I could feel it. Like so it's just a different type of hunger now. Like the fire even bigger now.
Yeah, that's great. What would you say is like the hardest part of the transition from college to pro? I mean, you obviously play. I mean, at Pitt, you did what you did, and I mean, like accomplished a lot there. But I always wonder, like, like someone who has been as successful as you were in college, what the toughest part, especially at that position, what the toughest part of the transition is.
I mean, it's just a whole different ball game. Like, first off, you going from playing. Well, I came on during COVID year, so I played 10 games. You're going from playing 10 games to 20 games, including the preseason minimum.
Sure.
So it's just a whole different game. It's just a whole different like ball game. You going against like at college, you might go against someone that's like in year 5 versus like what I just said, going against Trent. He's been playing football longer than I like in the league longer than I've even been playing. Like so, you might throw a move at someone in college and it might work, but in the NFL they've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So you got to put your own like kind of sauce on it to make it look like something that's not. It's just way more technical.
Yeah, totally makes sense. That's it. I think that's great. I mean, you said it at the top, but I'll end you with this. Like, what do you think this defense can accomplish just overall?
So I say this humbly, but I feel like we could be the best defense in the NFL. I feel like the sky the limit for us. I feel like we could take it as far as we want to go. We got great leaders in the room, and we got Coach Flo leading us. And I just feel like we could take it as far as we want to take it.
It's awesome. And that'll do it for Patrick Jones. Really appreciate him hopping on. I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation. I really did. I thought it was really fascinating. It's always good to talk to. You talk to a lot of quarterbacks in this league. You talk to a lot of different positions, but pass rusher is so intricate. And to hear about a guy who has put in a lot of work and then to see him have that production pay off, it's pretty cool. It's been fun to see. It'll be fascinating without Dallas Turner to see how Brian Flores used him against the Texans. But yeah, appreciate you guys listening. If you have not, full week at The Athletic where we had a preview, had a story on Jonathan Grenard, spent time with Fran Tarkenton, did a story on that. I wrote a story about 5 numbers that stood out to me about the Vikings start, analyzed the run game a little bit. So I was all over the place. and really enjoyed that. Enjoyed bringing you guys some different types of stories. I always like mixing that stuff in with stuff I'm hearing, stuff I'm seeing, numbers I'm looking at. It's enjoyable to do that. So as I said earlier, appreciate you guys listening. Always fun. We will be back earlier next week. Enjoy the heck out of this game. We will see kind of what happens. Thanks for listening to the Alec Lewis Show.